Twinkle, twinkle, groovy mothers. The ones who got pregnant listening to Shoot Brothers. Because that is the potency of this wrestling podcast. The only wrestling podcast in the globe, hosted by myself, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, and Cameron, the unsolicited father Osborne.
Bang, bang. Pew, 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 pew.
No, I don't know why I was going that direction, but that doesn't matter. It's because it's the Royal Rumble season. There's mysteries. Anything can happen. There's championships. There's weekly wrestling. Everything's happening, folks. We're right in the thick of things. It's a new year. It's
And new us's. New year, new us. You know, who knows?
I mean,
2021, I like that. Maybe every episode starts off with just a little limerick. Just a little.
Yeah, I mean, if we no pressure, but
no
if you
pressure.
Feel.
Just a little one rhyme. It doesn't have to be an A stanza.
I mean, free form, whatever you want.
Free
Doesn't even
form.
have to rhyme. It can be like those
Free
lazy
form.
poems.
I would love to know, what are the great wrestling poems? You know?
Dusty Rhodes was pretty good.
Yeah. We'll need to compile a list of some of those sometimes. Maybe that'd be a fun segment for later. But you're right. We are still working towards the Rumble.
Yeah, about 10 days-ish or so.
About 10-ish days as of right now, which I always remember it being around, wasn't it? It's been around like mid-February. Past few
It's always
years,
been January.
It has been?
Yeah.
Why was I thinking I was watching? I was trying to look back, and I felt like I remembered watching the Rumble on a family day, or possibly like the day before, and I was like, yeah, are we pushing it early? Because but who the heck knows? Because I'm sure some of the pay-per-views have been certainly kind of pushed around a couple weeks here and there.
Yeah. I mean, some pay-per-views disappear, they come back, but the Royal Rumble is always a staple. It's always here. It is firmly pressed into that piece of paper. It's not going out.
And of course, the best show, because this is truly the start to WrestleMania. So let's get into. So this is the road to WrestleMania, because I think Royal Rumble is when you start the car. But now I think it's more appropriate. Like, we're looking for our keys in our wallet. Because we're about to start the car to go down the road. So
double checking, make sure you got your phone charger packed, everything you need.
Your phone charger, some snacks, make sure your water bottle's filled. All those. Oh yeah, that's the process we're going through right now. So let's kick off the show the only way we know how, which is with the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter world, just there was some breaking news I just read. Val Venus has been banned from Twitter, so he is officially out of contention for this belt moving forward.
Oh, he got trumped, eh?
Yeah, that's basically what he was doing. He's very QAnon, crazy theory, blah, blah, blah. Joe Biden's a pedophile, shit like that.
Oh, my God.
So he's gone. He's hanging out with his WWE Hall of Famer Trump.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for a new platform for the two of these.
These two fellas, yeah.
These two fellas. Canadian. I didn't know that.
I know,
oh,
sorry.
That's sad. Oakville.
Yeah. He's nothing what he used to be. He's
completely. Of course, yeah. But anyways, okay, so I guess you're right. Being removed from contention is actually pretty. This might be the. This may be the second time, I guess, because of course Donald Trump is a former winner of the tweet of the week. I guess, Mike, this brings up a huge question. Do we give him the Chris Benoit and release him from existence? I mean, this is unprecedented territory for us.
Well, I don't know if Val Venus was ever going to win it anyways.
Well, I mean, now that I know he's into QAnon, I would have been searching.
I mean, you could you could retroactively look
No. It needs to be more of a present day
I know.
thing. So we're giving our Tweet of the Week champion to now two-time Tweet of the Week champion, Adam Cole, baby. He sends out a message to the world. The Undisputed Era has run NXT since we've arrived. 2021 will be no different. Enjoy the ride, boys and girls. Fan asks him, you could advance to the main roster in 2021. Adam Cole responds simply by saying, NXT is the main roster. End of story. Mike, I mean,
Yeah.
we watch, we watch a lot of professional wrestling. I mean, if we had to pick between present day SmackDown, present day Raw, present day NXT, I mean, we call Raw and SmackDown the main roster. It's easier for us. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But does Adam Cole have a point here?
I mean, I understand what he's saying, but I think eventually at some point, you've done everything in NXT. What else can you do? I mean, as fun as it is to stick around there, SmackDown would be a lot of fun too. Mix it up with Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Big E, all that shit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Raw, we all know Raw has the stigma, so hey, it'll take the shit for the main roster. But I think SmackDown is pretty close to NXT in terms of what he's looking for, so maybe not quite as 100% wrestling oriented, but I don't know. Eventually, it's going to happen, so.
Eventually, he will move up, or eventually NXT will be the A show?
I think NXT will always be getting less viewers than the other two.
Right.
Just based on history and reputation, but I don't know. If he wants to stay there forever, he can, but I just think he should go on to more things, become a world heavyweight champion, things like that.
Yeah, you have to imagine that Adam Cole is he'll either be like a WWE lifer and make a lot of money, or he's going to AEW. Right? It sort of seems like there's no other option there. Either WWE will like back up the Brinks truck to keep him, or he's like, no, I want to move on with, like, I want to do other things in my career. I feel like there are only two options.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he is pretty heavily invested in being in the company. Like, I think he loves being in NXT and working there. And
I mean, you saw the videos on Instagram. He was at the AEW New Year's Eve party in Jacksonville, taking lariats from Brody Lee Jr.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Of course, his wife works there, and she was spotted in the crowd at a takeover that one time, and
that was big. That was big news.
Triple H apologized. Like, I didn't mean to show you on camera. We just thought you were some random chick. But I don't know. Yeah, either way, Adam Cole, wherever you go, we're going to support you. We're going to love you. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But I think it would be best for his career to move on to SmackDown or something.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, at this rate, he could just be he could be a WWE employee for the rest of his life, and then eventually he takes over NXT.
I mean, maybe he's just working us because he knows he's going to be in the Rumble in a couple weeks, and bam!
Oh, yeah, you think? Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, it is Rumble time, and we have seen the likes of Peter Dune and Johnny Gargano and all those other people.
Yeah. There's sometimes it's just a tease, sometimes it's a permanent call up. So we'll see. Either way, Adam Cole, well deserved. Tweet of the week champ.
Tweet of the week champion. Well, I mean, Mike, you were just name dropping our next program a bunch there lately, because I mean, if we're talking an A, B, and C show within the WWE hierarchy, I mean, Mike, you said it right there. This might be the A show. We're talking about the blue brand, the SmackDown Live. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. Fuck, It's not live, but I keep. You know what? I mean,
it's kind of.
You know what? I'm not gonna stop. I'm just not gonna stop saying it.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Coverage begins at 8 p.m. on a Friday night. Therefore, it's live. It's live as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyways, let's just open the show. Roman Reigns backstage with his manager, Paul Heyman, and going over the contract for the title match, Universal title at the Royal Rumble. And Heyman says this match needs a step. We got to teach Adam Pearce some respect. So let me just take this for you. So we'll get to that later. But in the meantime, singles action. Jey Uso taking on Nakamura. And I think Uso just cuts a promo beforehand. But then you and we get one of our wishes. As I think the face turn is fully official, because Nakamura comes out with his original version of the theme song. No rapping. Just the straight up fun violin going crazy.
Just the fun violin. None of those sounds of plugging in your guitar. You know, that would like...
Yeah, come on. That's unprofessional.
Come on. You're editing that out. Everybody knows that.
But so it looks like he's babyface now. He cuts a quick promo saying, if Roman's the big dog, that makes you his little puppy. I I'm glad you didn't say little bitch. That would have been too bad.
I know. It was setting it up, and I'm like, no, don't say it.
Little
don't say
bitch.
it. Puppy, yes.
Yeah, puppy. That's fun.
That's funny.
So then he kicks him in the head, and we start the match. Everything's going well. Shinsuke's in control, and then Cesaro's music hits. So first I'm wondering, is he going to turn on him? But no, he just comes down. He's watching at ringside. Anyways, yeah, we have a good little match. Eventually, Nakamura hits the Kinshasa, gets the win. And then afterwards, Cesaro gets in the ring, and he doesn't attack him. So it looks like they're just still buddies.
Looks like they're still buddies, and I guess if Shinsuke Nakamura is turning face, then Cesaro would have to turn face too.
Hey, I'm fine with that.
I'm
also fine with, I like this, if they can like wrestle singles matches. They don't have to be tag teaming all the time, so we can still get the best of both worlds. That'd be nice.
It really does seem like the best both possible options, because we always get the either Shinsuke and Cesaro are tagging together, or they're one-on-one with the other one in the other's corner versus the other team in the same setup.
Yeah.
Or then we're back to tag. You know that classic tag team breakdown? I just wrote it. I think I just wrote the last 2 years of the WWE's tag division, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But we go backstage. Adam Pearce and his new cohort, Sonya Deville. They're going over this contract for the Royal Rumble match, and Paul Heyman approaches with the new agreement from the Tribal Chief with the added stip of no disqualification. So Pearce says, this can only make things worse for me, but I guess I'll sign it. So he signs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Why not? Like a good stip.
Yeah, you know. Then we cut back to Roman Reigns, who's having a little sit-down chat with Apollo Crews, which is very interesting. That'd be huge for Crews to get, aligned with the Chief. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Heyman delivers the signed contract, but Roman says he's not going to sign because he never said he wanted no DQ. He wants last man standing. And he wants Adam Pearce to sign the contract in the middle of the ring. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah. But then women's action here. Natalya is taking on Liv Morgan. And Billie Kay coming out with the Riot Squad. And she's trying her best. She's got the punk look going on, the nice plaid skirt, the fishnet stockings, the spiked combat boots. She knows how to look. Punk.
Yeah,
throwing up devil horns.
Exactly. It would be what the punk costume was at Halloween.
Yeah, it was funny. She's on commentary saying this is her tryout for the Riot Squad. And Liv and Natalya, they actually have a pretty good match. Liv was looking good, hitting some like Hurricane Ranas, high flying. Eventually, Natty gets all vicious, and I think she's got Liv in the sharpshooter when Billy just runs up. I don't know. And then Tamina was there. I don't know. Everyone starts yelling.
She showed up and with Natalya the whole time.
Yeah, she was in her corner.
So. This was one of those booked finishes where you're just like, huh?
Yeah, it was the goofy finish where like Tamina scares Billy, so she runs through the ring, and that disrupts Liv, so Natty rolls her up. So, whoops, she cost her team, but I like the association, though. It's funny.
Yeah, I can't
the
tell.
Wannabe punk.
I can't tell what the focus of this match was. I'm gonna have to say it was Billie Kay.
Yeah, because I think Natalya winning doesn't mean anything.
She was like the only thing where I was like, okay, Natalya winning a match literally means nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my lord, Natty.
She'll just start crying. That was for you, Dad.
Natty.
That was 3 years ago.
Didn't she put Ruby Riott through the Jim Neidhart table?
I think it was the other way around.
Oh,
or wait.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
yeah,
I think that
she
was
put
the
her
payoff.
Through it.
I think that was the payoff. Was the big
Yeah.
table with like the sticker of her dad on it. Oh, what a weird. Poor Natalya, eh?
Yeah. Oh well, she's the vet. She has to go through it.
Yeah.
Speaking of vets, we got Rey Mysterio taking on King Corbin. Corbin's in control. He's just talking smack. Dominic's there on commentary. I think later Corbin just goes over and punches him. So Dominic tries to retaliate, but then Rey blocks him. So Corbin shoves Rey into Dominic, knocks him to the floor. Corbin hits End of Days, gets the win.
That's just a big ol' End of Days. That move looks great on.
No one's kicked out.
You know that one looks great on whatever it's called. You know the word I'm looking for.
Little guys?
Yeah, on little guys. That's the word. That was the word I'm looking for. Shit. This was great for Dominic. I gotta say, the less we see of his sister, the better. And having him, the eventual moment where Dominic like stands up for himself and fights back. I mean,
Yeah. Well, he seems to have stopped fighting, just focused on fashion now.
Oh my god! That
Every week he's got some new
pink
outfit.
turtleneck was the worst. So short of Rey Mysterio was involved in that gauntlet match that Shinsuke Nakamura was in.
Yeah,
Whatever, like
and Adam
a
Pearce.
few weeks ago or whatever. Mike, though, but before that, when was the last time that Rey Mysterio's had a singles win?
A singles win?
Yes.
Well, the fact you're asking makes me think it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I'm gonna say June.
Oh, okay, not that much. that would have been insane. That would have been a bit much. No, it is
October.
November 13th in that no holds barred match against Seth Rollins. That was the last time he had a singles victory, but prior to that day, it was on April 20th.
Woo! Holy fuck! Where was he all that?
So yeah, we're not seeing Rey Mysterio. I mean, of course, he did have a victory against. It was in like a 6-man tag action. And then, of course, some stuff he was Aleister Black. If you remember, Dominic had a bunch of stuff. Rey Mysterio doesn't win anymore. That's not a thing that's not a thing that we do anymore. Like, we're done. Like, we're done with Rey Mysterio winning. And that's all we got. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, well researched. Yeah, he doesn't really need to do much winning, I guess, these days. Right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he just has to put. He just has to put his hot daughter on TV. I don't get it.
Well, we haven't even seen her in a while.
What the hell's Dominic doing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was worked, baby. I was worked. That match ends, and is this where we get? We've been talking about this the whole show. This fantastic debut segment of Bayley's.
Oh boy, I'm glad that you said it.
Of course. Well, I mean, when they were kind of pumping it every year, and I mean, when Michael Cole wants you to remember something's name or what it's called, he makes sure that you remember what it's called.
Well, yeah, we're talking about the debut of Bayley's new talk show, Ding Dong Hello, which is named after her new catchphrase she's been using, and they went all out. They had full-on custom graphics, a theme song. Inside the ring, we got blue carpet, a giant door, which the host, Bayley, just comes out. She comes through the door. She's got this hilarious 90s talk show outfit on, the pointy shoulders, the huge glasses. This was amazing. I loved it. She was all in. So she brings out her guest, Bianca Belair. She comes out normally, and Bayley's like, no, you got to go behind the door. So she stands behind the door, rings the bell. Wonder who that could be. So anyways, then we just get to our talk show segments. I think Bianca goes and sits in Bayley's nice cushion chair instead of the stool that was meant for her. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Anyways, they go to, I think Bayley mentions Bianca's getting in one of those WWE documentaries coming out next week. So she's got a special sneak preview. But the clip that they play instead is Bayley pinning Bianca from a while ago, and Bayley apologizes. Wrong clip. So then she just moves on. Some questions. She's just being rude, interrupting everything. But Bianca says, just go get your gear. We could do this right now. But Bayley says, how about next week? We do an ultimate athlete obstacle challenge. And Belair just laughs and says, all right, next week. I accept. No way you can beat me. Ding dong that. That was it.
And that was it, because we have the props left over from the Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley obstacle course. And it's like they're just taking. That was about a year and a half ago. I'll try to find the exact clip maybe and send it to you. So I mean,
I remember now.
This is just taking up space in the WWE warehouse. So of course we have to use it. I gotta say though, I think it sounds like you were a bit higher on this.
The presentation I loved. I mean, the actual promo was normal.
The actual inside of the stuff was like okay, and I think unfortunately, in my mind, and and this certainly is not in the mind of everybody else, but like if I had to, so last week we got the debut of The Waiting Room with Dr. Britt Baker, and then this week we got the debut of Ding Dong Hello with Bailey. Both where I felt as though were kind of meant to be like the talk show type thing, and unfortunately in my mind I think The Waiting Room crushed it, and so I compare them and I'm like, they didn't do it as good.
I don't know. I think they're both about the same for me.
Yeah.
Presentation-wise.
Yeah, I would have liked a little more Bailey over the top.
I like the whole intro of her coming out and
because
because
she feels like because she's a bully. Like Ding Dong Hello to me is like, in Back to the Future when Biff is knocking on like Michael J. Fox's head, he's like, "Hello, McFly." Like it's kind of like that type of a bully, which I would have liked.
She was bully.
It felt like it was more bickering than dialogue, and I would have been like, "Oh yeah, this new like Bailey who has somehow found a way to reinvent herself that was already fantastic."
Yeah.
Give me more promo, less just kind of bickering back and forth, and who knows? We got ourselves an obstacle course next week.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what that entails. But in the meantime, let's move to something we know is going to be good. Daniel Bryan taking on Cesaro. And that's just what it was. Good wrestling, back and forth, technicalities, two of the best at their craft. Later on, they fight outside the ring. I think Bryan kicks the ring post accidentally, so he's selling that leg. But then he starts working over Cesaro for the yes lock, so they're both just damaged limbs. Then I think there was a great show of strength when they're both on the top rope. Bryan goes for a Hurricane Rana, but Cesaro just holds on, hoists him up, not into a power bomb, but like all the way into this twisting superplex off the top rope. Big 2 count. Bryan fights back, hits some yes kicks, goes for the running knee, but then Cesaro just tosses him into the air, super uppercut, followed by the neutralizer, gets the big win.
The neutralizer. God, I like that one, eh?
Yeah, it's cool. But great match.
Yeah, and it's really funny when this happens on the main roster, because I feel like this happens in AEW a lot, where all we got to do is take 2 people who can wrestle, throw them in the ring, give them the time, and then it's going to be pretty cool. And I feel as though WWE misses out on a lot of those opportunities. Like, all you have to do is take Cesaro and Daniel Bryan and put them in a ring. That's all you have to do to have an incredible match, and yet they'll choose not to, or you're using enhancement talent in some kind of way. Great, just do this. And like, we'll see this later. We'll see this the next night on Raw. Just put AJ and Ricochet in the ring. It's gonna be sick. Like, we know that. We know this. And that's about it. It was a fantastic match.
Agreed. We go backstage. Carmella cutting a promo on Sasha when she appears and says, "Mella, you can have a title match if I can have a match with Reginald first." So, hey, maybe we're getting some intergender wrestling.
Ooh, Reginald. Yeah. Everyone wait for that.
Yes, the Somalia. I heard that word somewhere else recently, so I'm like, okay, I guess that just means servant.
Okay.
My Somalia, not the country. But let's continue here. Apollo Crews taking on Sami Zayn. And something worth mentioning, I noticed it on Raw as well. Was there like a new camera for some of the entrance angles?
So I think I noticed this too. They're trying some 8K camera footage coming down the ramps.
Yeah.
So
it was like the lens was different. It was like hyper focused and the background was blurry or something.
I don't know. So I've heard that a lot of the there's been a lot of things transferred over from NFL games. Because Fox Sports now has all this like kind of like available things that they're trying out. Yeah. So yeah, I know the 8K cameras down the ramps are one of those things. I haven't heard about anything else.
It reminded me of like, when like the WWE documentaries, when they like intersplice like the documentary footage, they'll show like a guy walking down the ramp in slow motion and it's all detailed. It reminded me of like that kind of thing, like a documentary style.
Oh yeah.
Either way. I'm glad we both noticed. I know you're the camera guy. You probably noticed more.
Nah, that's me.
His name's Cam. Anyways, that was the entrance, right? What was I even talking about? Apollo Crews, Sami Zayn. Big E just sitting at ringside. He's got a couch. He's got a mini fridge. He's got a nice Ghostbuster sweater on. I don't know. He's just hanging out.
He's doing his thing.
I guess he's friends with Apollo. Apollo's in between. He don't know. Anyways, good little match. Sammy goes for a haluva kick. Apollo avoids him, rolls him up, grabs the tights for the illegal leverage. Gets the 3. So a big win. Maybe Roman's advice helped him a little bit. And then we find out Apollo's getting a title shot. Big E's Intercontinental title next week.
Next week, baby. I think Sami Zayn's conspiracy gimmick, that's what we're calling it now, is it's got to be going. It's got to be going pretty hard now. I mean, he lost a match with an illegal pin.
Yeah, I mean, he makes good points.
The other week, he was not checked on by the officials to ensure that he was ready for the match. I mean,
much like the Planet champion Daniel Bryan, he makes many good points.
This is a big deal for Sami Zayn.
Who knows? Royal Rumble season. Maybe he'll have a nice showing in that.
That'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be fun to see a guy like him come down to the Final 4.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. He's had a great year. He's helped revitalize that Intercontinental title.
Yeah, why not? Give it to him.
Mm-hmm. Give him the whole thing. Let him win it.
They could.
They could. They won't. But let's go to the closing segment. Roman Reigns and his tribe come out, followed by Adam Pearce, because they want to get this contract signing done. And Pearce just wants to get it over with. He signs right away. Roman signs. And Pearce says, I've waited all night for you to do that. And then he smirks and he leaves. And as he's walking up the ramp, he starts limping. And he says, it's an old injury, this bum leg, acting up on me. And, all WWE contracts say the same thing. The card's subject to change. I think his mic was cutting out, too. Kind of ruined the promo a bit. But.
Yeah, I heard that. Or it sounded like, you heard like his microphone and then like the speakers in the...
Yeah. But I picked up what he was saying. As a WWE official, I reserve the right. I'm not sure if I'll be medically cleared, but I have a suitable replacement in mind. Kevin Owens, he comes out. He signs the contract. So I guess he's going to be in the last man standing, which it's a little too bad. I was actually looking forward to seeing Pearce wrestle by the end of it. But.
Yeah, me too. I was hoping, I was like, ooh, this could actually be like a fun match. Or and then it was kind of like, why did they even say it then?
Yeah.
Why did they even tell us? Like,
I mean, the one small thing I think it could have accomplished is for people that don't know who he was, like, oh, he's a wrestler. Because they never really explained. He just started showing up one day, and he was all of a sudden in power. They never said, oh, this is former wrestler. This is... So I don't know. Maybe this, at least people now know. They might go look up a former Adam Pearce match.
Yeah, maybe it'll just be, now we're just aware that he actually had a history. I mean, Owens Reigns last man standing... It'll
be a good match.
Oh, of course. I mean, I guess just like we were saying with that Cesaro Daniel Bryan thing, like it'll be good.
Yeah.
Maybe we were just, we were kind of like, ooh, Pierce. It was the surprise of something new.
No, I mean, like it's not like I was like, oh, that's gonna be the best, but like you said, just something, something we haven't seen. I was like, cool. But well, I'm not devastated by it.
And no Shayna Baszler. Sorry, not Shayna Baszler. Sonya Deville. Sorry, no Sonya Deville on this week's SmackDown.
I think I mentioned her briefly earlier, just
Did
like
you?
when Paul Heyman walked up at one point.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
She was just kind of standing there
In
with Pierce.
black, yeah, she's easy to
Very
kind of
brief.
miss. Okay, we're dipping our toes back into the Shayna Baszler or Sonya
What's
Deville.
going on?
Cool. It's two S's and
they're both lesbians.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, similar.
They are, but that's not
similar
that dumb.
traits. That was SmackDown.
That was SmackDown.
That was the whole show.
That was another S SmackDown.
That was the whole show. Well, let's kick off. Let's move across to the Monday because, baby, it's MLK Day. We're talking Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
There was the little video package.
I have a dream.
We do get the little video package, of course. A lot of basketball games on that day too, which is always fun. They're playing at like noon, and which is always cool for sports when it's on at noon. For some reason.
The afternoon sports.
Yeah, I know. I love nothing like watching the game and when it's light out. I like that.
Yeah.
It keeps me energized through the commercials
I like
and
it.
things like that.
I like it.
See, if Monday night if Monday Night
playoff game, I
Raw
want it to
was
be
on in the afternoon, I would have so much more energy because you're kind of like you're doing things, you're feeling
well,
good.
you're always you're usually a daytime wrestling.
You're getting
guy.
that
You usually watch
vitamin
it.
D. I am, but I would love to watch it live at 10 a.m.
I don't know. For me, I like the nighttime. I like to
be dark. Well, certainly
nighttime's the right time.
Well, certainly because it's gonna be dark for handling the subject matter of Monday Night Raw these days. Gotta say it. Gotta say it because we're dealing with the sociopathic, psychotic mind of the Fiend's games and the control in which he has over Randy Orton.
Well, let's not paint Randy as a saint. He's a pretty psychopathic man himself.
I mean, they do call him the Legend Killer. Is the Legend Killer to be killed once and for all?
Maybe. Someone's gonna die.
So yeah, someone is gonna die. By the way, because Randy Orton
They're gonna take it too far.
Randy Orton comes out wearing like a mask that you would wear if you were robbing a place. But it's flesh toned, so it looks weird. So
it's medical. It's medical.
Well, of course, it's a medical mask. It's not just the black skiers give me all your money mask.
Yeah, but it did kind of look like a Mexican luchador mask as well, with the mouth hole and
the mouth hole and the nose hole too, specifically.
I know you need them to breathe, but the way it looks is kind of funny.
I feel like they were going for a lot of things with this mask.
It works though. I mean, I would imagine if you did have like severe burns on your face, they probably would give you something similar. Not just like bandages all the time. They'd give you like an actual mask eventually. I don't know. Anyways, he's covering his burns up. We see kind of glimpses. His skin's all red and damaged, and talks about getting shot with the fireball. And ever since then, the voices in his head have been even louder. So talks about the agony of the burns and... anyways, Orton vows that despite the injury, he's still in the Royal Rumble match. Then he lights a match and blows it out.
This
kind of gives me
dramatic.
Yeah, this is like not as cool, but with the burnt face, like 1998 Kane, when Kane was awesome.
Yeah,
his face turned out to not be burnt.
And then we all saw it. Now he's the mayor.
Yeah. This burn thing, we'll see how long it goes. Lots of guys have had their eyes ripped out this year.
There's a lot happening here in this whole Fiend Bliss Orton thing. There's a lot going on, and I would hate for us to teeter into the crash and burn, literally kind of story, right? It seems like we're on this weird edge where like either this will be really cool or it will completely miss the mark.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? This is I'm still on the wire.
Yeah, exactly. We're very much on the wire. We're climbing up, and it could be a big fall down.
Yeah, we'll see. But let's go backstage. Charlie Caruso is trying to interview Ric Flair about him cheating against his own daughter to help Lacey last week. But Miss Evans is there, and she's answering all the questions for them, and she says she's just simply learning from the greatest ever to step into the ring. I mean, hey, can't falter there.
I mean,
mentor
it makes a good point.
So we move on to Rick's daughter, Charlotte Flair, is taking on Peyton Royce. So they're just having a little match going on when, in the middle of it all, Charlotte's in control. Ric Flair's music hits. He comes strolling out, but Lacey's with him, and she's wearing a patented Flair-style robe. And I gotta say, it looks pretty good on her. I wouldn't mind if she started wearing this every week.
Well, I mean, Lacey and Charlotte have a pretty similar look in the first place, so I guess if you just kind of transplanted one of the, I'm sure if we were to put that little Kentucky Derby hat on Charlotte, it would look...
you know what? Probably anyone would look good in one of those robes, to be honest.
I mean, it's a cool-looking robe, right?
Yeah, just sparkly, it's purple. Anyways, this whole distraction, Peyton nails Charlotte with a big kick, only gets a 2 count. Charlotte fights back, figure 8, gets the win. Despite Ric Flair trying to fuck with her.
Yeah, which always sucks. Big opportunity for Peyton Royce.
Yeah,
and
I remember when
didn't happen. Couldn't happen.
Yeah, remember when she pinned Bailey in Survivor Series?
Yeah.
And then they never followed it up.
And then
That was while Bailey was champ, I think, or like a week after. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's got pink hair now, so that's kind of
So
cool.
that's a thing.
And at least she's not teaming with Lacey. Or maybe she was. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's go backstage where the Hurt Business is hanging out, just making fun of Riddle. He's making more stoner references. And then one of the worst spots of the year where Lashley tells Riddle, flip-flops are bad for your feet. Riddle says, no, they're not. And then Lashley stomps, but his foot is like 6 inches away from touching Riddle's foot. But Riddle just falls down and sells it anyways. Like, it really hurts. But, yeah, this was horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was.
Did you see how far he
I
missed
didn't.
by?
No, I didn't. I need to take a closer look at this.
He, like,
apparently.
I don't know if the cameraman wasn't supposed to pan down, but, like, he literally just, like, stomps his feet, like, 6 inches away.
Really?
And then Riddle just falls down, selling the opposite foot that he even.
No,
it was bad.
I gotta check that. I gotta check that out again. But I thought you were saying like him just stomping on his foot was tacky.
I mean, that too. But no, the fact like he missed so clearly and it was just bad on camera. Anyways, let's move along here. Xavier Woods is taking on Mace. And, Mace got a chance to look good. Showing he's huge. You don't always get to, because I guess Dijakovic is pretty big as well, so you can't tell, but Mace is huge.
Yeah, Mace is, what's his actual name? I forget.
Dio Madden.
Before Brock Lesnar F5'd him so hard that he had to legally change his name.
Yeah, he had to disappear for 2 years and then come back as the Predator. But he's got the members of Retribution outside supporting him, so Xavier's got nobody because Kofi's out with a broken jaw, apparently.
Jesus.
Legit.
Jesus.
Yeah. Don't think it's as bad as Finn's, hopefully. But anyways, Mace gets the job done. Although his finishing move looked a little sloppy here. Looked slightly botched. I don't know what happened, but either way, Mace gets the win. Retribution on a roll.
How many wins? Is that 2 weeks in a row now? That Retribution has won.
I think they've won 11 of their last 13 matches.
Wow,
I've been told.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's good news.
Things are looking up. But then we get a special WrestleMania report. We go to this news anchor desk with Henry E. Pankey and Anita Reelman. I don't know. Was that supposed to be a pun? Henry E. Pankey?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. It was actually Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, it's Hanky Panky.
Hanky Panky. Oh, because Henry is Hank.
And what's the other name?
What was
the other name?
Anita Reelman.
Amina?
I need a real man. I guess that's
I need
what it
a
is.
real man, yeah.
Ha! Okay, I get it now. We worked it out. So it was actually Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, though. They're dressed as news reporters. They send it over to Sonny McLeod for the weather. But we don't find Sonny. We find Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman sitting at the table. And they deliver us the news that Tampa Bay will host this year's WrestleMania. And there's going to be some fans in attendance. That's what I'm hearing.
Some real fans? Real people?
Some real fans.
Wow.
25% or so. It's going to be a 2-day event like last year, which is nice. And then we throw it over to Hailey Mary. Hailey Mary.
You get that one?
Hailey Mary?
Like a Hail Mary?
Oh, I get that now. It's not as fun as it sounds, though. It's Sasha Banks, though. She's just wearing glasses and a southern accent. She's different, and she tells us that the location for WrestleMania next year is going to be Texas, 2022.
Yeehaw!
Woo! But that's not all. We cut to Hugh Can't See Me on the red carpet.
Do you get that one?
Well, yeah, because nobody's there. I get that one. I think we all get that one. But then John Cena shows up. So he announces WrestleMania LA 2023. So we got the next 3 years, or I guess 2.5 lined up. No Toronto, unfortunately. We'll have to wait.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
That's okay. I hear they're building a new stadium for the Blue Jays, so that when that's done, we'll get it.
Oh, that'll be the Mania Stadium, eh?
Yeah, hopefully.
We do Mania and All
we
Out in one weekend.
We wrap up this news report. Steph and Hunter take off their wigs. And, looks like WrestleMania is going to be what it was supposed to last year. I mean, quarter full venue, but same place. They updated the logo a bit. They added a pirate with a bandana eye patch.
Yeah, I think I heard about that even before. Like, the plan was to go back to Florida this year, even though this year was supposed to be in Los Angeles, which...
I guess they're lucky that it was in Florida, and it's already Florida, so pretty loose restrictions.
Yeah, certainly the place where...
If they had to. But, I mean, the Super Bowl's hosted in the same arena, and that's only in a couple weeks, so... They're just going to follow their lead. We're like, all right, if we can pack 25,000 people in there, that's pretty decent.
And that's the thing. Because I think the Mania, this year's Mania, what is this year's Mania? 37? 37. Yeah, so Mania 37 was supposed to be at that new SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. The new, it's $5 billion to build. And I think they were like, fuck yeah.
Is it even done yet?
Yeah, it's finished. Yeah, I think both teams are playing there. But it was supposed to be like, this is going to be so huge.
Yeah. So push it back a year when we can hope
probably
pack it full.
Not. They're not going to be able to capacity that. I know California's restrictions are pretty.
Yeah, and I guess the one good thing it's this year is still 2 nights, so I don't know. There'll probably be packages you can buy both nights, or you can buy one night and then the other.
Oh,
so
I loved that fucking 2-day thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, so much easier. 2 little 3 hours instead of 1 long.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's your WrestleMania report.
Fantastic.
It all sounds pretty good to us. I mean, fans in the crowd, it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on. Alexa Bliss comes out to host her Playground little talk show. She's just making jokes about burning Orton and brings out tonight's guest, Asuka. So Asuka comes out and I don't know. The whole time Alexa's just kind of looking over at this invisible person talking to them. Is it supposed to be the ghost of Bray or something?
I have a whole I don't know what the fuck's going on, but besides that.
Well, Alexa Bliss announces her official entrance into the Rumble. Probably would be one of the top contenders, maybe. But hey Asuka, we could end up facing each other at WrestleMania. And Asuka's like, oh, cool. I'm a big fan of yours. Yowie wowie. But then Bliss just looks again at her invisible friend, says she wasn't supposed to say that. And then Asuka just asks for her music, and she starts dancing, but that only angers Alexa. So she calms down. She starts talking to the swing, looking sad. Asuka tries to cheer her up, but then Bliss smiles and waves at the rocking horse, which just starts moving on its own. So Asuka's freaked out, and she leaves. So Bray's a ghost.
Yeah, and this is okay. And now I'm starting to get lost here.
The ghost of dead Bray.
We keep climbing up this ladder, and we could fall so much. Remember when Asuka was the one to be scared of, with her mist and her cool eyes and stuff? And her whole slogan that was like, nobody, like everyone's scared of me. Because I
don't know if that was your slogan.
It was pretty much like that. No, it's something you're too scared of Asuka.
Nobody's ready for Asuka. You're too scared for me.
Well, apparently, Alexa Bliss is not part of that category.
Well, she fucking shoots fireballs. I'd be scared of Bliss.
Who knows? If you were, I'm not scared of somebody who talks to an imaginary friend. I think that's
it was real. This is supernatural.
It was supernatural, friend. Okay, well, I guess
the Undertaker can do it.
Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes. We'll have to see where we go.
Yeah. I think Bray's dead, and he's haunting us from beyond. Anyways, let's move on to that match you mentioned earlier in the show. You know, you want to just have a hot match on Raw? Let's just throw some guys together like this. Ricochet, AJ Styles. Before the match, Adam Pearce is talking to Ricochet, saying, hey, buddy, a win here might secure you a spot in that Rumble. So, you're not like AJ. You can't just declare yourself. Not everyone can.
Of course not everyone can declare themselves, because... So we end up having the match between AJ Styles and Ricochet. Of course, Almost is back there.
Yeah.
You watch that video. I love these little work shoot things have been happening a lot lately. Like that little video with AJ Styles, the Don Callis and Kenny Omega on Chris Jericho. Is this really, really, really weird work shoot, and they work.
I mean, that's the thing. You can use your social media to your advantage. You're always kind of in character, so everything you do, who knows? Could be real, could be fake.
Could be real, could be fake.
Anyways, good wrestling here, almost on the outside. At one point, he just catches Ricochet, and the ref yells at him, "Put him down!" like a dog. So he just drops him. But anyways, we have a good little back and forth. AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm, but Ricochet catches him midair with the recoil, but he's too slow to make the cover, so he only gets a 2. And then soon after, we get this really cool spot where Ricochet goes for a springboard, but AJ catches him, picks him up in the suplex position, drops him stomach first onto the ropes, and then Ricochet just bounces off. AJ catches him again, right into the Styles Clash. What a phenomenal spot.
Baby, that was so cool. No one else does that. That's one of those things that Ricochet does that literally no one else does.
Yeah, he just fucking just bounced off his stomach, and AJ caught him perfectly.
Yep.
What a cool spot. That ends the match, of course, as it should. Amazing.
Ricochet came to fight, and he is so talented when he gets to be. And AJ Styles can have a good match with anybody, and I think Ricochet can have a good match with anybody. So, of course, this is going to be sweet. Can Ricochet go to the Rumble?
I'm sure he'll still find his way in the Rumble. He should.
Because I don't
if
get it.
Kofi's injured, we need someone to do the big
This seems a bit
athletic.
It does seem a bit. Yeah. Someone needs to do the cool. My feet aren't touching the ground thing.
Yeah, let me do
it
three flips to get back into the ring.
It just does seem weird that so some people can just flat out declare themselves, but then some people need to fight opportunities for that. That doesn't quite make sense to me.
I think it's just about the cash you have, your history, your accomplishments.
Right.
If you're a former champion, you can pretty much just be like, yeah, I want in.
Oh, okay.
If you're an Otis, they'd be like, Otis, you might have to earn a spot.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It is weird because it's just weird that they mentioned it. I wouldn't have thought about it if they didn't mention it. But when it's like, wait. So Ricochet has to fight for it. The guy who was integral in Brock Lesnar's elimination last year. Without him, Drew McIntyre, without the low blow, Drew McIntyre wouldn't have been able to claim more the fuck out of Brock Lesnar. That guy needs to earn his opportunity. But someone else we can just fucking toss in there.
Let's move along. Miz and Morrison are in the ring for the dirt sheet. And they've got a special guest this week, Goldberg. So his music hits.
Now this is exciting. Mike, because throughout the show, me, a 42-year-old man, I was a huge professional wrestling fan in the 90s. I've just been sitting down, and there's nothing to do on Monday anymore. Monday Night Football's gone, right? So I'm kind of like, what do I want to watch? And then I'm flipping through the channels. I flipped past USA, and I saw, later on in the show, Goldberg will be here, and I'm like, holy shit! I remember the streak. I remember WCW. I remember all these things. This is going to be so much fun for me to watch a former hero of mine. So I call my two sons into the room. I'm like, son, sit down here with me because this guy who's going to come out there and he was so strong and he could throw men up and then throw them right back down. I want you to see him, sons. Okay, now you can keep going.
Well, I think you got even more than you bargained for because you were expecting Goldberg, but instead we got the former and longest reigning light heavyweight champion in the history of the WWF. From the Attitude Era, I'm talking about Gillberg.
Yeah.
He was, I think a lot of people would have the opposite reaction. If they were fans of WWF, they might be more excited to see Gillberg than Goldberg because he's an obvious parody, but he has history. He was with the company for years. I always thought he was funny during the Monday Night Wars. Mm-hmm. They had the sparklers, the fire extinguisher. They spray him down for his entrance. Mm-hmm. But anyways, then Miz and Morrison just start to berate him, treating him like Goldberg. And Gil cuts a promo, but then Drew McIntyre's music hits. But that's not true. This is just some fat guy wearing a wig. This wasn't any real former wrestler. This was just, I don't know who. Anyways, Miz and Morrison, they're playing along. They're fucking with these fake guys. And eventually, Miz freaks out. Things go off the rails. And he talks about cashing in his money in the bank.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he had that.
Yeah, it's there.
Wow, I forgot he had that. Yeah, I think I said it right there.
So you don't like Gillberg?
Well, I guess you can go in two directions, right? There's no Monday Night Football. The things that Americans watch the most is no longer happening. There is a huge chunk of people looking for something to watch on a Monday. Imagine the people in that position. You have Goldberg, you guys you bring back like that because they're the big names. They are going to boost ratings. You're going to get that nostalgia pop. And then you don't give it, and then you don't do it? Like, that just it feels like a wasted opportunity for
I think
that
more
exactly.
people pop for Gillberg than you might think.
Okay, no, but I'm thinking of those people who are not watching Monday Night Raw. Hear that Goldberg is coming on, and they're like stoked. Now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of that.
I think channel flipping in general is a very not prominent thing these days. Who just sits there flipping channels?
Some people. I don't have
80-year-olds?
Some people.
I don't know. Everything's got the guide. Every TV company's got the guide built in.
Have you ever seen a commercial from the States? You can get like unlimited channels for like $20 of cable
like
down
the
there.
Magic Jack?
People are just Verizon, AT&T. All those things. Yeah, I just found this disappointing because, like, I don't want Goldberg here in the first place, so I just want to get it over with. Don't give me, like, shit Goldberg until you have to give me the already shit Goldberg.
That's Dwayne Gill, the longest light heavyweight champion in the history.
Okay, the longest light heavyweight
of the World
champion.
Wrestling Federation.
Put him in the Hall of Fame, then. We'll talk.
He shared that belt with the greats like Takabichi Dooku, Christian, Jeff Hardy. And then they retired it and brought the Cruiserweight belt out.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move along. The Hurt Business taking on Lucha House Party and Riddle. But Riddle's got his foot taped up from that phantom foot stomp earlier. But during the match, Cedric Alexander just keeps showing some disobedience. As him and the Hurt Business, they're refusing to tag in. They're slapping each other behind the back. Showing some dissension there. But eventually, I think Lashley just gets pissed off and takes it into his own hands. Spears Grand Metalik, gets the Hurt Lock submission for the win.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of Hurt Locks these days.
Yeah, that U.S. title. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we're still in this position of nobody wanting it.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Riddle.
Yeah, the kind of internal conflict within the Hurt Business.
It's too soon to be.
Yeah, it's not like they're really at they haven't really been at full strength for
they're
months
still.
now.
There's room to grow. Still, there's no need to be losing members yet.
I hope we're not. Breaking up yet. But someone's got to go after that U.S. title.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Riddle, but he's losing a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what happens kind of post Rumble, because and also I think this out of all of our main title matches, one of them has got to be like a 4-way or a 5-way ladder, or the triple threat. One of them always has to be this kind of the multi-person and the stip.
Yeah.
And where the U.S. title's going, it could have that written all over it.
Yeah, that could be definitely
the
an option.
5-man ladder match for the
And I'm sure at least 3 or 4 of the members of the Hurt Business are going to show up in the Rumble itself anyways. So.
They could, yeah. Well, wait, do they have to qualify, or are they good?
Maybe since they hold titles,
okay.
The 3 of them can qualify, but MVP
needs to qualify.
Yeah. But let's move on. Jeff Hardy is taking on Jackson Riker. So nothing special here.
Nothing special.
So they're fighting. Hardy goes up. He's ready to hit the Swanton. But Elias just knocks him down, so DQ. But Riker's mad at Elias now. But Elias is like, come on, man. Nobody kicks out of the Swanton Bomb. Riker's like, I could have. But anyways.
I'm sure people have.
Yeah, it's not true. It's not. But either way, I'm glad Riker doesn't get the win. So.
Yeah, this is below mid-card, right? Whatever this is.
I don't know. It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing.
Sub-card.
But let's go to the main event. Asuka taking on Alexa Bliss in a non-title match. I think this is the first time we've seen this version of Alexa wrestle.
Yeah, so
Funhouse version.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so she's doing her, she's laughing, she's posing, she's smiling. Asuka's nailing her with some stiff strikes, but then in the middle of the match, the lights start to shut down. And then we go to break and we come back. And Bliss is changed into her her more sinister version with the black lipstick, the Chun-Li buns on her hair. But anyways, the match continues. Bliss is more serious now, and Asuka's keeps going after her, but she's freaked out when Alexa does the whole Wyatt upside down in the corner thing. And
The whole upside down corner thing.
yeah. So she just stares at her, and then she pulls out her hand, the fingers. She's ready to do the mandible claw on Asuka, but Asuka avoids it, hits Bliss with a big right hand, and she just, this big flurry of strikes, but then finally Alexa catches her with a vicious Sister Abigail. Gets a 3 count. So Bliss has pinned the Raw Women's Champion. She must be shooting up the ranks for potential title contenders.
Well, I mean, is she allowed in the Rumble?
She declared herself in the Rumble.
So this is odd. You declare yourself for the Rumble, and then you beat the champion. I would think you're like, no, I'm gonna just take the belt from you. Then I don't even need to go in the Rumble. Because like I clearly just beat you. Yeah, I guess
She could do both. Maybe she'll beat Asuka, win the Rumble, and then challenge Sasha.
Oh my god, not this.
I mean,
again.
it's possible.
Not double belts again. Can we just have one fucking?
I mean, Asuka still has a double belt.
Yeah, can we just go like 1 month without there being a double belt situation?
Do Charlotte and Asuka even hang out?
No,
Since
they weren't even
they
in
won
the
the
fucking
belts,
ring
they
at
don't
the
even
same
hang out.
time today.
They have 2 completely different stories
Yeah,
going on.
so the current women's double champ just got pinned in what kind of felt like a squash match, or rather, an opportunity where Asuka has never been so outmatched.
Yeah, she's definitely, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Asuka lose this kind of decisively.
Yeah, and maybe that does put over the superpowers that Bliss has now. That Sister Abigail looked pretty vicious.
Yeah, no, it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot going on here with the Fiendiverse, and I just hope we don't fly too close to the sun.
Well, we'll see. She gets the win, and then she stares into the camera, and we get the quick little Wyatt cut transition. She transforms back into happy playground Alexa, celebrates. And then at the very end, she just looks at the camera and says, "Let me in Bray's voice.
Yeah, the people there at the Thunderdome must have been in for quite a show. We got two costume changes. I guess because we went there, then we went back.
Mm-hmm. And that was your main roster.
Yeah, that was the main. Well, I mean, we're calling it the main roster, but at least I'll call it Monday Night Raw. That's the at least thing I'll call it. But Mike, I think it's time we take a quick break.
Let's take a break, come back, and do the second.
And we'll come back and do the exact same thing. We'll talk about the exact same episode of SmackDown. The exact same episode. No, we're talking Wednesdays, baby. Okay, we're going to take a break.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Part 2 of the podcast here, folks. We're back with the Wednesday. Mike, how are those Leafs doing?
They're winning so far. I mean, more
Okay.
than they're losing.
What's the?
They had
That's good. That's good information, right?
Yeah, there was a screw job last night, of course.
No
Terrible
fooling.
refereeing.
No
phantom
fooling.
call.
Okay. I guess against the Leafs' favor then.
Yeah, Edmonton player tripped his own teammate, but the ref said it was our player. And
Really?
you can't challenge that. It's not like football where you can challenge a penalty.
Have they not instituted the challenge yet in hockey?
Only for goals. You can challenge goals, but not penalties.
Okay. I think that's an important addition.
It should be. I think it should.
Because that's pretty much like the biggest thing. I mean, when it comes to the NBA's coaches challenge, that is the biggest part.
Yeah. Well, speaking of NBA, what do you think the Raptors need to do?
Who the heck? Just start winning games.
Of course.
I think that's what it comes down to. It.
I mean, that's what we all want.
We need win games and get Bradley Beal. That's what we need to do.
I mean, if they can reach 500, that'll get you like the 8th spot.
500 will get you into the play-in tournament for.
Yeah, it'll get you in
the Eastern Conference. So I think that's exactly where we need to be.
They keep winning French fries, though.
Oh yeah,
Literally
they keep
every
getting you
single
your
game.
fries.
Every single, I can't even get them. There's too many. There's too many fries. I can't eat that much.
So what's the
But-
what's the quantity needed?
12 3-pointers.
Yeah, that happens in a.
And I think they've done that every single game so far.
Yeah, I bet I bet every team does that in every game.
Because it doesn't, like maybe 15 years ago it would be harder, but now 3-pointers.
Oh yeah,
half
like
the game.
6 years ago it would have been damn near impossible.
Yeah. Then Steph Curry showed
Thanks,
up, and
Steph
everyone's
Curry. Oh, son of a bitch, son of a bitch.
But either way, though, sports are back. Footballs. I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills. They're basically Canada's football team, right?
yeah, I mean, well,
The
yeah,
Leafs of the NFL. I'm rooting for them.
one of the closest teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're a Dolphins fan. Who are you rooting for in this Final Four?
I'm sort of, I don't really have, I don't have a horse in this race.
So go Bills.
I'm gonna say go Kansas City.
What? Why?
Yeah. I mean, I really have no
That
horse just
seems like the
because
easy choice.
just to see Patrick Mahomes get better, to keep doing
Well,
better. You know, I
See
would.
that scary moment last game when he got knocked loopy?
I got knocked. Hey, that's football, baby.
It's football, but I mean, hey, that could be.
That's football, baby.
If he misses the game, then hey, Buffalo Bills are all of a sudden wide open.
They could be. That's entirely
But I don't
true.
think he's missing the game.
But Mike, before we get to our Wednesday night, before we get to our second half, let's just throw in a little second half segment. I think we should. So we're gonna play a little "I Forgot That You Existed."
I forgot that you existed. You thought that they would book you when they did. I forgot that you existed. It isn't love, it's hate, it's just fits.
Yes. Let us pay quick tribute to some of those performers that they're still around. You know, a lot of these ones, they're not even hurt. They're just, for whatever reason, not getting put on television.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just get right into it with this guy's pretty much been wasted for the last 2 years or so now. Aleister Black. He was drafted to SmackDown months ago, and I don't think we've seen him once since that draft. And even before that, his whole eye patch thing going with Kevin Owens. And
Well, I think
Yeah.
we haven't seen much of him certainly since Zelina Vega also left. That was kind of like a two-person.
yeah, she got released
Mm-hmm.
right around the same time as the draft. And if that has something to do with it, why not just get rid of Black as well himself? Because I think you and I would both love seeing him show up in the all-elite circle.
That'd be
He could
fa-
certainly do damage there.
Oh my God, he'd be part of one of those just super kick slappity parties. I love those things.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That'd be great. But in the meantime, Aleister Black, I miss you. He had so much potential, so much talent.
Yeah, I wonder what's next
But
for
I guess, though, like we say, Royal Rumble season, if there's ever a time to bring someone back, why not then?
him. Why not? Yeah, just save it for this point.
Why not? But anyways, let's jump over to another brand, All Elite Wrestling. We all know the women's division is not where we want it to be, but someone we haven't seen in a long time was the first ever champion of AEW women. We're talking about Riho. Where's she been?
Yeah,
I know
I
what
wonder
she's
what
been. She's
her
been in
deal
Japan.
is. I wonder if certainly all those performers who she lives in Japan or something, right? And
Yeah,
it's-
I'm sure that's the reason why. It's just your inaugural champ hasn't been seen or heard from like a year. Even before the pandemic, I feel like she kind of disappeared a little bit. Nyla Rose won. And
as soon as Nyla Rose won, it was almost like, hey, like we're done with you.
Yeah. Anyways, just wanted to show her up. And let's do a couple more. From NXT, I thought these two were picking up steam a little while ago. Had some storyline going on, but Aaliyah and Robert Stone brand. Where's the Robert Stone brand?
The
been?
Robert Stone brand. Well, I mean, how do you recover from the devastating injury of being run over by a remote control car? You can't.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time we saw him, remember they briefly had Mercedes Martinez with them, and then she had that cage match with Ripley, and then Stone was like hanging from the top of the cage. And
Yeah, glimpses.
That
of
was a while ago, though, now.
But see, I feel like anything Robert Stone brand for me is overshadowed with that one where he was supposed to be like drunk or
Oh, yeah.
something. Remember, he had like his whole his glasses are on sideways,
Yeah.
his tie's undone.
Yeah, I don't know. Either
Didn't he
way,
throw
I
up?
just
Didn't he
wonder where
vomit?
they've been. I think he did vomit.
I think so. I think
vomit in the ring.
Yeah, I think he vomited in the ring. Yeah.
Then,
See, that's what I'm remembering Robert Stone for.
Well, he's gone. Anyways, let's give you one last one here.
Please.
Sticking with NXT, it's been crazy. I think this is the longest we've ever gone without an incident because the NXT parking lot. What's happened? It's been safe for months now. It feels like.
They must have gotten some of those Google Nest cameras, and kind of like placed them around the facade. Maybe they put a fence up, like a gate fence, so you have to kind of punch in a number.
Yeah.
To get in there. You're right, because the NXT parking lot it felt like a year was like all of 2020 was just the most dangerous.
Every week without incident.
The most dangerous place in the professional wrestling universe.
Yeah. But, I guess maybe they did listen. Maybe they stepped up to security. Got a couple of those nests, like you said. Went from there. They're watching on their iPad, sitting in their little comfy chairs.
Yeah. Hunter and Sean are sitting at home, and they're watching their iPads, checking the security footage, making sure it's all okay.
But that's it. That's all for this.
That was fantastic.
Forgot you existed.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I had forgotten.
To the ones that didn't make the list, they're even more forgotten. That's even worse.
Yeah. Oh, to not make the list of being forgotten to have existed, that's a whole thing.
So I did have more.
Of course. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people in these companies, right? It's gonna happen. And that was fantastic, Mike. That was fantastic. But while we're on the subject of the aforementioned very much parking lot. Let's just kick right over to NXT.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3.
Because not only does Adam Cole call this the main roster, but we have Dusty Road Tag Team Classic matches.
Yeah, we're promised some good action tonight. Both Dusty Cups. We got a fight pit. We got lots of stuff coming.
We got a fight pit, all right.
But let's start off with tag team. First round, Dusty Cup men's action. I don't know. I said that like backwards.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay, right? Because we are getting both the men and the women's Dusty Road tournaments.
Yeah, so we got Leon Ruff teaming with Kushida to take on The Way. Of course, Gargano in theory. Good match here. Solid opener. Some nice high-flying moves. Pretty much all these guys could qualify for the Cruiserweight division, but they're too good for it. So they're here. Maybe not us in theory. But anyways, Kushida, Johnny, they have got a good back and forth going on. Kushida hits this really cool suplex where he puts like both of Gargano's hands behind his back and suplexes him down, holds it into a bridge, and gets a 3 count. So a nice big win here for Kushida and Leon Ruff.
Yeah, it really was. I don't know if the team of Kushida and Ruff are really gonna go that far in the tournament. I still think that Kushida and Johnny Gargano, that's kind of like our next match.
North American title. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be it. I'm not sure if there is a takeover coming up, but whenever
February 14th.
Right, on the
I think
14th.
Valentine's Day. We talked about
Right,
this.
we did talk about this. Okay. The unnamed but probably Valentine-themed takeover. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's time for so Kushida and Ruff, they move to the next round. They can lose sometime, and then Kushida can jump to Gargano, and we'll be in time for Valentine's.
Exactly. They already hate each other. So.
Yeah. So we can still do both, hopefully. Then we move to singles action. Karrion Kross taking on Ashanti the Adonis. I think we know what's going to happen here. Just a quick, easy squash win for Kross when he hits his elbow to the back of the head, which I don't like as a finisher.
You don't like that one?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the way he does it. It just looks a little weak to me.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, hey. Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's better than the Dustin Bulldog. Anything is better than that.
Oh, that's like an official finisher. Now, I was watching this video the other day it was all the AEW, it was 2 different videos, the female superstars and the male superstars. All of every single move they used as a finisher in a match. So it wasn't like every single one-winged angel. It would just be one a single one-winged angel, if that makes sense. And they included the running bulldog. And it was like a version of it it was like in a match I hadn't seen before. I was like, oh my God, there's unseen footage of Dustin Rhodes winning.
So there's like a third time he did it, you're saying?
I think this is his new finisher.
Yeah, well, I've seen him do it twice now on Dynamite, but yeah, I mean, that's what I don't
Isn't
like
that
it.
funny?
It's not good.
It's
not good.
It is funny. But what Karrion Kross needs right now is, I think, fighting worthy opponents. You know, more than a couple suplexes and take the win, because I think out of those few times that we got to see it, we know that he can do more than, you know, the Goldberg squash.
Yeah, he's very much just kind of floating right now.
Yeah. So let's float to Finn Balor.
Something like that. But let's move on here. Lucha House Party is taking on Imperium. At this point, Lucha House Party might as well just join NXT. They've just been...
They're getting screen time.
Speaking of floaters, they've been floating around a lot, but hey, they're pretty good teams. So fun little clash of styles here. The Luchas versus the British style. I think at one point, Lucha House Party hit this cool like drop kick into Code Red Destroyer move. Imperium put up a good fight, but they just can't handle all the flips. Lince Dorado hits a shooting star press, gets a 3 count. But then after the match, Alexander Wolf makes his return and salutes with his Imperium brothers. So we're now back to 3/4 full. But I don't think Walter's coming
I don't think Walter's coming over, which stinks. It's almost like, maybe it's just until the inevitable reunion can happen.
Yeah.
Because I think Walter's over there.
He's still, like 700 days as champ or something.
I wonder if he's beaten that whatever. Because I think Pete Dunne held it for also like an exorbitant amount of time.
Yeah, they both were definitely in the 600s. I don't know if he's... Either way, he will beat it. Sure.
It appears. We're 19 days away from Walter overpassing Peter Dunne's 685-day reign.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, he'll do it.
He could go for 1,000 at this point.
It sort of seems like it, right?
Like, why not?
I wonder if maybe one day we'll fantasy book a non-Kovitude era. And what would have happened? Would he have lost it by now? Would he have moved over to NXT? Fucking Walter, Karrion Kross? Walter and Keith Lee is the match.
I mean, I want Walter to come over.
Walter Keith Lee is the match that we don't deserve yet.
Yeah.
We do not deserve what that would be in the ring.
Yeah. But he will. He will come eventually. He has to. He's so good.
I think he's also...
I think it's easy.
I think he's also only like... early 30s. So, he still has that time.
Yeah. And the fact that we don't watch NXT UK means his title reign can just easily rack up the days we don't even know.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's like I only watch him wrestle twice a year. So hey, 1,000 days. Do it.
Go for it.
But then we go back to the stage. William Regal introduces us to Beth Phoenix, who cuts a nice little promo to welcome us to the first ever NXT Women's Dusty Cup. She just kind of goes over some of the legendary women that have performed at NXT and started this whole women's revolution that really did change wrestling forever, at least in North America.
Yeah, it did.
When it comes to women. Let's get into this. The Women's Dusty Rhodes Classic. 8 teams in this bracket instead of 16. But, the division's smaller, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we kick off with Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter, who we can call Team KC if you want.
You are.
You love Kansas City. I don't know. Taking on Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. So a bit of a size mismatch, as Casey has got to be one of the smallest women wrestlers in history.
Yeah, and that's saying something. Like they're all
pretty tiny,
small.
but she is extra small. Mercedes herself is damn tall, so big mismatch there. But Team KC, they've been teaming for a few months now, so got some experience working together. We get a good little match here. Caden's got Tony locked into submission when Io Shirai appears at ringside and attacks Mercedes. Just getting some revenge for the past couple weeks. The ref didn't see it. He was busy in the ring, so Team KC take advantage. Carter slams Tony with this cool twisting leg lock. And then Casey Catanzaro hits one of the craziest moves I've ever seen. I'll just say that. I don't even know what I'll call it. A Phoenix Senton.
Okay, yeah, I was almost gonna call it a fucking a backwards arrow.
Yeah, I mean, it basically was like an inverted black arrow. Yeah, she jumped backwards, did a twisting backflip, landed like in a senton thing. It was insane. I've never seen that move in my life, which, you know, when you've been watching wrestling this long, it's
That's
hard
saying
to say.
something.
So that was insane. That gets the big win, the big upset win, I'd say, for Casey and Caden, and I really like it.
Yeah, you know, the old coming out party for, you know, two people working. Tony Storm. I mean, certainly Mercedes Martinez and Tony Storm. I feel like we haven't seen Tony Storm that much lately, or at least winning. So, you know, but hey, two new people. That's fine. I do want to go back to what you said earlier, just right before the match. Mercedes Martinez, certainly, you know, much larger. She's 5'7". So
That's funny.
she's an inch shorter than I am, and about 5.
If you had asked me to guess, I would have said like 6 feet.
You're like, oh, 6'4". Nope.
It seems like, doesn't she seem like she's like tall? But I guess because the women are so damn small.
I think it's because the rest of them are 5'1" that yeah, she does tower over.
Like she seems like she's like Baron Corbin's height when she's against the women, you know?
Okay, Rhea Ripley, how tall?
Well, now that you've told me this 5'7" thing, I'm gonna say Ripley's like 5'6".
5'7".
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah,
to
I
know.
wonder if they have like two different camera heights. They have like men's division camera heights, and then right below it is like, you know, it's like a better angle to get them.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like some women, like when they hit the ropes, like their shoulder blades are like touching the top rope. They can barely like.
Casey Catanzaro,
even run the ropes.
Casey Catanzaro is 5 feet. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mercedes Martinez does tower over her.
Yeah,
like that is a big 7 inches. I really like it too. We've seen it. We see it now, especially in anytime there's a women's tag match, because like the male division, when they're holding on to that little rope and they're trying to like reach over, you know, for the hot tag, and they're trying to give that reach, but like when Alexa Bliss does it, she has to kind of like get on the bottom rope to lean over the top rope, because her shoulder blades do not come up that high.
No, yeah, like when if she does reach over the top rope, she has to like stand on the middle rope to get her arm over.
It's wild, eh?
That's funny.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is, you know, universal height. Does the WNBA, do they lower their rims?
No, same rims. That's why.
Same rims.
That's why
Is that why dunking's such a big deal?
That's why dunking's such a big deal. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, either way, yeah, I like this match. Casey Catanzaro, that was a crazy move.
Way to go.
Crazy. Let's move on. Tyler Rust, who's floating around kind of. He's got Malcolm Bivens in his corner, taking on Bronson Reed. And Reed's got this vest with this cityscape, which looks kind of cool, but across the shoulders, this cheesy-looking Godzilla thing. I didn't like that.
Who the heck knows?
Do you have any thoughts on this vest?
I'm neither here nor there. There.
Anyways, not much to this match. They even cut away in the middle of it all to show Io and Tony fighting backstage. So maybe that's your direction for Tony Storm, a little title feud with Io. But then back in the ring, Bronson Reed hits the tsunami, gets the win. And why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, Bronson Reed, I feel like he had a good little push around. There was that North American ladder match. He kind of got a nice little push around there, and we've sort of cooled off a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
There's a lot of shit going on this on this NXT roster. Well, with the fewer call-ups we get, the less the more people there's going to be kind of like hanging around.
Yeah, not everyone can be going for championships. But let's talk about the Cruiserweight champion. Santos Escobar comes out with his cartel, just putting himself over, cutting a promo. So Lucha House Party come out, they interrupt, but it's 3 against 2. So Kurt Stallion, who apparently is from 205 Live, comes out to help Lucha House Party, and they all fight.
More lucha, baby, more lucha.
Yeah, at this point, just they're NXT, it seems like.
It seems like it, yeah.
And Kalisto just disappeared once he quit the group.
Poor guy.
That's another forgot you existed. Oh, well, let's move on to before we start the main event, a possible new category for 2021 shooties.
Ooh, lay it on
maybe
me.
the best ring announcer.
Okay.
Ring announcer?
I like that.
Because unfortunately, I forget this woman's name, but the black woman, I'll call her that, on NXT, the ring announcer. She's been around for a little while, but I love her enthusiasm. She's great, as she always says, "Welcome to the Fight Pit," and that's what we have, the Fight Pit. That's our main event. Timothy Thatcher.
Fight pit.
Two men enter. Everyone leaves, but one man wins. Timothy Thatcher or Tommaso Ciampa, who's going to be? And the first Fight Pit, we had crowds for the first Fight Pit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so because I couldn't remember, because this time was the entrance the same, where they took this big set of stairs up to the roof? Was that how it worked last time, or did they start in the ring? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Now that we're thinking about it, we'd have to go back.
Either way, in case you need a quick reminder of the rules, the decision must happen within the pit. There's no pinfalls, only submission or KO to win. And they start right off on the top of the pit, just on those thin platforms. They're slamming each other into the guardrails. They slug it out for a bit. Eventually, Thatcher's hanging off the edge. Ciampa stomps on his hands, knocks him down to the pit. Ciampa jumps down after him, and they just start beating each other around, slamming into the cage wall, using it as a weapon, just like a big running knee. I think Ciampa, knees Thatcher's head right against the cage wall. Thatcher starts working over Ciampa's fingers. At one point, he just grabs him and just slams him straight down into the mat. Ciampa does a good job selling all that. I think Thatcher's in control when Ciampa kicks him in the balls, but it's all legal here in the Fight Pit.
It's all legal, baby.
And then a very innovative spot is the ref goes down to check on Thatcher. Ciampa uses the referee for leverage, like he were the middle rope, and hits the Willow's Bell to Thatcher off of the ref. That was pretty cool. But it doesn't end the match, as Thatcher gets up to beat the count of 10. Ciampa grabs him. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, so Thatcher gets up, Ciampa grabs him, and then he just drives Thatcher's skull right into the stiff part of the cage, in between, where they connect. And then he hits the fairy tale ending, locks him in a sleeper, but somehow Thatcher still gets back up to fight. He grabs Ciampa, and then he just picks him up, wedges him in the corner between the cage walls, so he's all tangled up like a pretzel. And Thatcher applies a stretch muffler, and Tommaso's got nowhere to go, so he has to tap out. Thatchman wins.
And a
2-0.
A tap out is the only, I think, way to end. Like a tap out or a knockout are kind of like the two ways to end the Fight Pit. Like, you're not going to have a Fight Pit submission match. The Fight Pit should just always end in a submission, because it is that kind of match exactly.
Yeah, the Thatchman specialty. He's 2-0 in the Fight Pit. He's awesome.
He needed to win it. This was just like the best possible booking decision, I think, too.
Yeah, keep it. This is Thatcher's thing. It can be like his Undertaker streak. You can hold it for a while.
Exactly. You hold a little streak in this little thing that means a lot to you.
Yeah.
And to close off a great episode of NXT.
Yeah, and I think afterwards, Thatcher, he gave Ciampa a little brief nod of respect after the great battle.
Of course, there needs to be respect between the two men. You know what, Mike? I'm on Wikipedia right now on the list of WWE personnel page, right? Where before we would always, when they do the draft, it's always like it'll be like 3 draft picks for Raw and then 2 to SmackDown and those sorts of things. And if you look on the page of people within the company, the NXT list is fucking huge, because it includes literally every single person that's on NXT, although we only see, kind of like the little section of them that are kind of at the top of NXT. So there's a shitload of people down here in NXT. And then I see this name under the women's division, Gigi Dolan.
Gigi Dolan, Mike. I don't know if you know about this, but on January 20th, 2021, NXT announced they signed Priscilla Kelly and would be competing under the name of Gigi Dolan. This literally happened yesterday, and I heard nothing of this. Yeah, I think they signed like 3 people, and they all got new names.
Did you catch this yesterday?
I think so. I kind of just glossed over the couple names there.
Oh,
There was
okay.
three.
No, I fucking I missed this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I'm trying to see who are the other two. I can't remember now. But
That's all.
so
That's
Gigi Dolan.
that's all I gotta say.
We also have Cora Jade, formerly known as Ilana Black, and Zoe Stark, who was Lacey Ryan. If you know any of those names, I don't know. They both are from other companies.
Well, that's fantastic.
Anyways, all it sounds like three women though, just to further bolster the already super strong division.
The
So
strength. The strength.
that'll be cool. Cool to see. But shall we move right along to the other side?
Let's move right along because, of course, if there's we need two sides in a war, or else it's just a bunch of people standing on a field for no reason. So let's get to the other side of that war. We're talking about AEW Dynamite.
AEW. All elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Woo! We start off the show with the Dark Order coming out. They got -1 with them because it's his birthday. They're here to celebrate. They got a cake. Brody Jr.'s there sitting on 10's shoulders. Adam Silver cuts a promo saying Adam Page is going to be the newest recruit, and he leads everyone in the crowd along in singing happy birthday. But then Luther and Serpentico come out to interrupt and cut a heel promo on -1 saying they're going to ruin his birthday. So the other members of Dark Order jump in and attack them. And then the Hybrid 2 come out to get involved. So Hangman Adam Page says, fuck it. He comes out, hits a huge running dive off the stage. He got massive distance there.
Huge, yeah.
Just taking out pile of men on the floor. Eventually we get everything sorted out because this is supposed to be a match. So we got Dark Order with Hangman Page taking on TH2, Luther, and Serpentico, who are called the Chaos Project, apparently.
Yeah, they've been called that this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Oh, you don't see the chaos?
Yeah. I mean, they're not very threatening to me. But fun match. Everyone's getting their spots in. Hangman, continues to show good chemistry with the Dark Order. Luther and Cabana, they're fighting all their way up to the top of the stage. Luther goes to powerbomb Cabana through the table with the cake on it, but Brody smacks him in the back with a kendo stick, Brody Jr. So Colt slams Luther down onto the cake. The cake's ruined, but Brody doesn't care. He's laughing at Luther, so it's all good. Back in the ring, Silver and Reynolds, they just hit their patented, just amazing combo where they do a bunch of moves with the new seamless addition of a buckshot lariat from Page right in the middle of it all. The amazing combo gets them the win. And then afterwards, -1 smacks Serpentico in the head with a kendo stick and then tells the other members of Dark Order, my birthday was 3 days ago, you idiot! And then they hand him some papers and he tosses them at Serpentico like his father would. So fun little thing. 10 picks them up and they walk away. They're posing. So nice. Another nice little moment for him.
Of course. And anything involving Brody Lee Jr. will always be meant for fun. So that's like thumbs up.
Yeah. Everyone's going to play along, have a good time.
And everything. I do have to say, though, we need a leader. The Dark
need a leader.
Order need a leader.
I think we can all agree. And so John Silver gets on the mic, praises Adam Page. He's like, you're amazing, man. You're so good. The moment we've all been waiting for, Adam. And he gets down on one knee like he's going to propose. Says, will you join the Dark Order? So the Hangman thinks for a moment. He's a little conflicted. But he says, I can't. But they planned a celebration and it goes off prematurely. The video screen says he said yes. Confetti cannons are shooting off. These Dark Order dancers just start coming out, but they usher them to the back.
Somebody comes
I was
out in
laughing.
like a horse costume, I think, at one point. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, and they turn. It was just funny. They turn them all around. They're like, no, get back. So Paige tells Silver, I had so much fun with you guys. It's been great. I tried to put this off, but you forced me into it. I've done the group thing before, and it didn't end well for me, so... I'm so sorry. And he just starts to walk away, and the crowd boos. Silver says, Adam, no! And Paige just grabs a bottle of whiskey out of Stu's hand and walks back on his own. So oh man, I really wanted this. I wanted him to join.
Yeah, I felt, it would have been fun, but maybe Hangman turning down the Dark Order was more predictable
I
than
think it's
we
a long
thought.
game.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a long game, but Dark Order are definitely baby faces now, and probably for all rest of life. So,
and for all
Hangman could be that new
and
leader
for all the rest of time. Mike, I mean, if we have to guess, I'm going to say it. You know who I think will and should be the next leader of the Dark Order?
Adam Silver.
No.
Oh wait, John
You
Silver.
mean a combination?
What did I say?
Is that John Silver standing on Adam Reynolds' shoulders
I think
in the big Brody Lee jacket? No. I think it does need to be. We don't need an outside hire. We can use somebody who's strong. I got to give it to Preston Vance, number 10.
Number 10.
I think he could have potential, to be a guy. We see him on Dark.
I mean, he's Brody Jr.'s favorite. We know that.
I think, and it just sort of feels as though, hey, maybe instead of getting somebody on the outside to bring them up, why not just hire from within? And I think Preston Vance, number 10, could be that new guy.
Well, you make a good case. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That's just my just throwing it on the shoot meter. Just throwing it on the shoot meter. Just,
No, either way, I think currently Dark Order can do no wrong.
No.
It's, they're so much fun. So much fun right now.
And on being the elite, of course, we did have the beer pong, I guess White Claw pong final for that being the elite championship, where our champion, the Mustard Man, John Silver, taking on his best friend, some might say. And we're not talking about Chucky T. We're talking about Adam Reynolds. Alex Reynolds. Sorry.
Yeah, now I got you saying.
Now you got
I don't know
me
where I
saying.
got
Now you have
Adam
me
from.
worried. Now you have me saying.
I think I combined Hangman with I
something
don't know.
like
I just
that.
got
And
all these-
after a grueling game of beer pong, or White Claw pong, I should say, that they were using a bottle cap to use the ball. They didn't have, which I thought would have been just crazy to begin with. Of course, the Mustard Man, Mr. Hot Dog, Johnny John Boy Silver retains.
Johnny Hungy.
Yeah,
He retains.
Johnny Hungy retains.
He's having quite a run with this belt, isn't
In
he?
what is still, I mean, we see more competition for the Being the Elite Championship than we do for the FTW Championship and the United States Championship put together.
Well,
So there you have it. That's all I got to say.
Well, thank you for the update.
Of course.
Let's go back to the ring where Darby Allin and his mentor, I guess, Sting, come out because Sting's got something to say. He tells Darby, "You remind me of me, and I like it. You're a phenomenal wrestler, so congrats on being our TNT champion, but I wasn't here to interfere. I was just here to make sure Darby's got a straight shot when he's in his match for the TNT belt." And then Taz interrupts, and him and Team Taz appear on the screen, cutting a promo about the match last week, saying, "You guys fight dirty," and he calls them out. He wants to take it to the streets. Darby says, "Careful what you wish for. What you wish for, it might just happen." So this looks like street fight.
Yeah, this didn't really land with me. Just like
I think Sting's fighting with Darby.
in terms of setting up a street fight. Yeah, this I still feel like this, for me at least, it feels like it's been still like many weeks of no payoff. Nobody's saying any words together. They're just all talking into a microphone, and then Taz yells back at us. But I gotta give it, the kid looks just like Taz. I don't know if you you picked
Hook.
that up. The
Hook.
Hook, is that his name?
I think his name's Hook.
Hook Taz.
But yeah, this makes me believe that Darby and Sting are going to team up in a cinematic street fight match.
But then I wonder against who are the two on the other side, because does Taz?
Brian Cage. I mean, why wouldn't you pick Cage?
I mean, I guess you got to pick Brian Cage and Ricky Starks again. Like
Either Starks or Powerhouse Hobbs.
It's so
Two big guys.
weird, because I feel as though if Sting was to come back, and we saw his return at the beginning of December there at Winter is Coming. Clearly there was a plan. Sting's not just walking into the room being like, "Okay, fucking book me however you want."
Yeah.
So the fact that he's involved gives me hope, for whatever it might be. But the other guy in my head wants Darby Allin to be taking on other people, like to leave Team Taz alone and, maybe start defending this kind of on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think, to let the TNT title division grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think Sting has said he's open to doing cinematic matches, so I think we're going to get one of those, and then hopefully, Darby can separate himself and do his own thing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we'll have to see, but I keep hoping it happens sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go to some off-location stuff where the Young Bucks show up at Kenny Omega's beach house.
Beautiful home.
This is
very
gonna be...
little stuff in it. It almost looks like a porn home.
So they show up and they're greeted by Michael Nakazawa, who appears to be working now as Kenny's assistant.
Well, yeah, after he missed catching Kenny on that Tope Con Hero, you need to be the guys. You owe him something.
Yeah, he had to pay him back.
Yeah, somehow.
So he welcomes them in. They go inside and they find an oil painting of just super muscular Kenny Omega and Don Callis posing. Very well done. Good piece of art. But the Young Bucks are pissed off. They're mad at Don for being humiliated last week, getting yanked from that tag match at the last minute. And they want to talk to Kenny, but Don says he's not here today. And they changed Kenny's phone number as well, so you're not going to be able to reach him. And then Callis has Nakazawa take Alex Marvez, who's following them around with the cameraman. He has them removed, taken to the dungeon. They put the camera down. But then we still see what's going on is Don makes an offer to the Young Bucks, writes them a check to buy them out. He wants to keep Kenny all to himself, but they're insulted by the checks. And, they say, we used to work for the company that you're vice president of. We know these checks are no good. They rip them up, and they just start to pound away on Don. So we cut away.
We just cut away.
Yeah.
I like all this. I like all this Don Callis.
He's a great talker. He's just so good.
Yeah,
at playing the
makes it feel very real. And this current version of a champion, I think is great. We've had we've had 3 different champions holding this AEW belt so far, and they've all been very different.
Yeah. 2 heels, 1 babyface.
Different. Even within the heels, very
like 2 very different,
different kinds of guys. So you got to applaud that, and it's fucking Kenny Omega, dog. Like he's the best.
Yeah, I've been loving it.
He's the best.
It's been a great run. Him and Don, the pairing is great.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to more of them later, but in the meantime, we got Peter Avalon taking on Cody, and apparently Mr. Avalon's been killing it on Dark. Little 5-match win streak.
Peter Avalon. He didn't have any books, so I guess this is this is our new gimmick.
Yeah, the librarian's gone. He's got a beautiful robe, the pretty Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Val Venus earlier, he does kind of a Val Venus entrance when he takes off the robe, does a little sexual thrusting, kind of Rick Rude, Val Venus type of thing. The steamy music is playing in the background. So it's kind of funny. I think, he's on Dynamite, so got him something. But Cody's not here for laughs. Right off the bell, he hits him with a crossroads immediately. But before he can make the cover, Jade Cargill's music hits, and she comes out. So the ref and Cody are both distracted at her. Avalon runs in, kicks Cody hard in the balls. That gives him an advantage for a little bit. Gets him some good offense, but this is Dynamite, not Dark. So Cody fights back, locks in the figure 4. And while he's in it, Avalon slaps Cody in the face. Cody pulls back to hit him, and then Avalon just quickly tap out. Loses the match.
This felt like it was really long. Is that me? Was that just me?
It was longer than I thought Avalon would get.
I think that's exactly where I was. I was like, this is a lot of TV for. And then I was in the back of my mind, I'm just like, it's just more Cody. It's just an excuse to have more Cody.
Yeah.
I still don't know where this whole thing with Jade Cargill and this whole Shaq thing. Who knows where that's going?
Yeah, I think they mentioned Shaq as going to appear next week or something. I
Yes,
don't
or
know.
Cody's responding to Shaq.
Okay.
Big difference,
Either way,
Mikey.
I think even at the end of the day, if it finally results in Shaq getting in the ring, it's not going to be that good anyways.
Yeah, well, it'll just be that that celebrity match, which I think ever since Pat McAfee's introduction to NXT, like a new bar has been set for the celebrity match.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. But let's go to Jon Moxley taking on Komoroto. Something like that.
I thought I didn't think it was as
Camarado?
Yeah, I think it's more like Nick Camarado. I think it was more like
maybe
that.
it's the way I wrote it. I should have wrote it phonetically.
Nick
Camarado.
Camarado.
Yeah. Jon Moxley, Camarado, making his Dynamite debut. He's a big fella, but ain't no damn way he's beating Moxley here. So gets a couple moves in. He's like a big barrel-chested guy like Braun Strowman.
Yeah, big motherfucker. I
More hair.
thought this was just great hard hitting and got the point down.
Yeah, he looks kind of like Hagrid, I guess.
Oh yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah.
I guess it made Moxley look pretty good though. He applies the sleeper hold and puts the big man to sleep. It was like a modified. It was like his bulldog choke with a sleeper. I don't know. Either way, gets the submission win. And afterwards, he gets on the mic just saying it's crazy around here. He can't keep track of who's in what groups and who's aligned, who's from what company. And he calls out Kenny and the Bullet Club because he wants his title back. And then we see Kenny Omega arrive at the arena. Him and his buddy Don Callis. He goes backstage. He finds his buddy Don. He gets him to remove his glasses. And he sees the big black eye that he's sporting from the Young Bucks beating.
Well, we assume
Kenny wants to know who did it. And he says, Matt and Nick. Alex Marvez tries to get a word in, but they kick the Stooge out of the locker room. They use the word Stooge a lot this week. I don't know if you noticed.
I didn't know.
Oh, I taught you that word a little while ago.
You didn't. Oh no. Oh yeah. You.
Well, it was a trivia question.
Yeah. Okay. What it meant in like the wrestling context. Yeah.
Stooge. Anyways, tag team action here. Matt Sydal teaming up with Top Flight to take on Matt Hardy and Private Party, who were on Impact this week. Do you want to do a quick Impact? We didn't mention anything.
Yeah. I don't think we're at that point yet.
Okay, they were there. Lots of high-flying moves here. I think later in the match, Hardy he distracts the ref. Isaiah Cassidy nails Dante Martin in the ribs with a chair. And Mark Quinn follows up with a shooting star press to get the 3 count. So Private Party, embracing the heel ways that Matt Hardy's been kind of showing them lately.
Yeah, Matt Hardy kind of in his managerial role now. They're full heel.
Yeah. But, good for them. They got a win here, so... apparently they're the number 1 contenders in the division.
Yeah,
climbed up the
rankings for the Impact Championships. That's what you're saying. They're the number 1 contenders for that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Queen.
Okay, so they're fighting the Good Brothers.
So they will be fighting the Good Brothers for the Impact belts. I don't know when.
Okay.
I don't think I heard.
I missed that detail then.
Yeah, that's okay.
Either way, whatever. Good for them. That'll be cool. Let's go to some women's action, though. We got legit Layla Hirsch taking on Penelope Ford. And JR tells us Layla is 4'11".
Oh, my God. It's even worse.
I was wondering. And I think that is legally qualified as a midget little person.
Really?
I believe.
Okay.
You might even be able to get certain benefits for being under that.
Health benefits.
Yeah, like you can park in the handicap spot.
Maybe. You never know.
Anyways, Layla Hirsch, Penelope Ford. Penelope showing us she can go, much like her title match against Sheeta last year. I always want to see more Penelope because I think she's really good.
And we don't.
At least underused. Yeah, we barely ever get to see her fight. But Kip Sabian and Miro, they're on the outside of the ring. They also had Chuck Taylor with them as their butler, which I kind of missed. How did he become their butler?
It was the result of last week's match.
That was the stip?
That was the stip. If Miro won, then Chuck Taylor would have to be his butler up until the wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why
he would have to. He has to buttle him.
Yeah, he was. He was buttling. Ford, Penelope, just playing the cocky heel. Taking time to kiss Sabian in the middle of moves. But Layla, for her height, she's got some power. Just flipping her over. She hits a big senton to the floor. She takes out all the men. But she loses focus on Penelope, who hits her with a big boot to the head. And then she covers her for the pin, and Kip Sabian helps her by holding Layla's legs down on the outside. So she gets a 3 count. Penelope Ford, big win.
Big win. Penelope Ford herself climbing up those rankings for that AEW Women's Championship. She currently sits at number 4.
Yeah, quietly sneaking up there. I like it a lot. And then I think afterwards, Miro just bullies Chuck some more. And just insult Orange Cassidy in the crowd. And they tell him that Miro is his best friend now. So, hey.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's earth-shattering.
We go backstage, and the Good Brothers are beating up Penta with the help of Kenny. So he's getting, it's not good.
It's not good for who? For Penta?
Not
or
good for Penta. Well, so Penta's beaten up, and that gives us the main event for Beach Break, which they announce, where the Good Brothers are going to team up with Kenny Omega to take on Rey Fenix, Pac, and Jon Moxley.
Yeah, a bit of a weird pairing there. I guess maybe Penta needed a reason to be written out, so we heard him.
Yeah, it's like, there it is.
'Cause that's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Beach Break. We got some fun stuff booked for that, so we'll see. But in the meantime, we got to settle this Inner Circle tag team dispute. So the tag team challenge is what we're having here. Jericho and MJF taking on Santana and Ortiz, taking on Sammy Hager. I gotta say, out of everyone here, I guess Sammy Guevara's kind of playing the babyface role.
Well, he was on the left side.
He was on the left side?
He was on the left side of the scrub of the hard camera.
And he was messing with Jericho, though, like doing some taunts, doing little like spins.
Doing his little I'm sexier than you are thing.
Santana and Ortiz were looking really good in this match. Just showing, underutilized in this tag division. Just lots of cool moves.
Very much so. I mean, they did come into AEW as a tag team, and that's who they are.
Yeah. So MJF comes in later. Him and Sammy, some cool moves. Sammy hits his great reverse Rana. And then a big Spanish fly off the top to Ortiz. So Sammy's on a roll. But then Jericho grabs Floyd, the bat. He's ready to smack Sammy with it. But Hager steps in to stop him. Then on the other side of the ring, MJF gets the diamond ring from Wardlow. So he slips it on. But then Hager catches him. So he clocks him. Later on, MJF nails a big powerbomb on Sammy. And then Jericho attempts the lion salt, but his old, out-of-shape body botches it a little bit. Nearly lands right on his head.
Yeah, it
That lion
happens.
salt.
Give him a break. He's like 50.
Retire the move. That's all I'm saying.
Retire the wrestler if you're going to retire.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. He, jumped on the rope, paused, and then just kind of leapt. I don't know. I'm glad he didn't
You know
die.
what? I mean, he's done that, a million and
1,000.
7 times? It's not all going to be perfect.
No, but I think it wasn't. I think it's because
there's going to be a Black Arrow that misses the
Never.
mark. It's going to happen.
It's impossible.
Okay.
We'll see. Either way, Jericho's alive. We get a mad dash of sequence at the end. Just a bunch of moves. Everyone's getting their things in. We're getting close to the TV time limit, too.
It was
like
1 minute
9:59
59 and 45 seconds.
Yeah, so Sammy's got MJF on his shoulders. Wardlow jumps on the apron. Sammy knocks him off, but then MJF rolls him up Sammy, grabs the trunks for the illegal leverage, gets the 3 count. MJF and Jericho win. So they are the official tag team of Inner Circle as we cut off from the air 5 seconds after.
Yeah.
Real close timing.
Didn't even see him celebrate.
No, it was like, congratulations, we'll see you next week.
I love when JR does that.
Yeah,
You're
but
right.
fun main event.
And a story with a lot of sub-stories that were all kind of addressed. There was a lot that happened in this 15 minutes, and Mike, you've been saying it for years, that MJF is trying to take over Sammy Guevara, or find the way to kick him out.
Yeah.
And they did this great where MJF can do more, not wrestling than anybody else can.
The first half of the match, he wasn't even in the ring. He just so much fun.
stood there until you get that pin.
Yeah.
And you're right, Sammy Guevara is our future babyface, not only of the, kind of the present, but of the future too.
Oh, yeah. He's still so young. Yeah, him, the Darby Allens, the Jungle Boys of the world. These young guys that are going to carry us into the future.
They really will. It's just a bummer. I was kind of really rooting for Santana and Ortiz on this one because they are the actual tag. They have actual maneuvers that they, using like kind of like a classic tag team strategy.
And I think they kind of even teased on commentary. They're like, oh, these guys, such a good team. They haven't really accomplished much being in the inner circle.
They really haven't. And what's to say
maybe break off.
What's to say Santana and Ortiz might just be like, hey, like we're going to also be in matches and shit because I'm sure they're on Dark all the time. I'm sure of it. They're currently sitting at number 5 in the tag power rankings.
Yeah.
But why not?
No, I think maybe they should break off. I've heard some fantasy booking out there. Maybe realign them or align them with Eddie Kingston and Ivelisse, Diamante.
Oh
get
my
some
God,
LAX stuff
Santana,
going on.
Ortiz, Eddie Kingston would just fucking pop. I'm buying the shirt.
Like it makes more sense than Butcher and Blade, right? Like just like ethnically.
Well, I guess yeah. No. I mean, what? These guys are from what? Santana Ortiz are from Puerto Rico. Eddie Kingston's from Brooklyn. I mean, that doesn't really.
No, LAX.
Make that much more of a sense.
They all have history. TNA.
They all have history that we're not allowed to address.
That's the ethnicity I was talking about. TNA.
But that was the way in which we ended Dynamite. And again, where I'm like, fuck, I have more questions than answers.
Well, there was one other piece of news I found out. I don't even know if they mentioned it during Dynamite. I saw it on social media, but they announced we're going to get a Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament, kind of like we had with the men earlier last year. But so we don't really know the names, but they showed a 16-person bracket with a USA flag on one side, a Japanese flag on the other. So it makes me think they're going to have, one half on this side of the world and then meet in the finals. So the Japanese side, we can get people like Riho and Emi Sakura, Yuka Sakazaki, all these wrestlers from AEW we haven't seen in a while.
Hey, Riho.
Remember the Freddie Mercury wannabe?
Yeah, I remember that.
So all those guys, and then on the American side, have all the Britt Baker, Penelope Ford. Hopefully, Chris Statlander's ready to come back soon.
All that announcement really told me was like, hey, eventually Hikaru Shida will defend her belt, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'll worry with that eventually when it happens.
I just hope that the tournament takes place on TV, not like the Women's Tag Cup they did that no one saw because it wasn't even on.
Oh my God!
It wasn't even on Dark. It was just its own separate thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of past the point with this women's division now. I think it's it has to be the talent. I think the people booking this know this because they wouldn't.
Why not?
They wouldn't.
Why not just let your best wrestlers carry it then? Give the title to Britt Baker. Let her fight with
you would
Penelope
think,
Ford.
kind of take that Peter Dune Walter approach and just be like, hey, you guys are the best.
Yeah.
Fucking keep having great
She
matches.
doesn't even have to wrestle every week. She can just show up and talk for a bit, and people will be happy if she's got the belt.
Well, I guess there were the two ways, right? And they had to commit to one of them. Either give the belt to Britt Baker now and have her lead, or have the payoff when she gets it. And they just had to choose one of them, and they chose the other one.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's like pulling teeth.
It really is. Booking this women's division at NXT is just like fucking pulling teeth.
Dr. Britt Baker would know
DMD, baby. And that was Wednesday night, and that was like 97% of the podcast.
Yeah.
We got one more segment for you here before we leave. And, of course, it is the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, this one was a no-brainer for me. I love it. I love the fight pit. What can I say? And like you said, similar to those kind of like Undertaker parallels, have a match that belongs to a guy, and there's like an idea set behind it. It is not a certain kind of, or it is a certain kind of fight that can only occur within the cage of the fight pit. So of course, my Wrestler of the Week is the Thatch Man, Timothy Thatcher. Let's get you up that card, baby.
Thatch as Thatch can.
Thatch as Thatch can.
Well, you know what? Let's for an unprecedented third week in a row, I have to go with the Thatch man, Timothy Thatcher. Like you said, just a great performance. The fight pit, 2 for 2. Gotta love it. He's such a gruff, tough looking guy. We love everything about him. And this feud with Ciampa has been great. We've had 2 or 3 great matches out of it, and the Thatch man, he's coming for something soon.
He's coming for a shooty. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
He's well on his way to getting
on his
way. And that's all the time we have for the podcast here. Remember to rate, review, like, subscribe. The podcast is all over the place. We are leading up to the Rumble, and that's one of the biggest shows of the year, easily.
Yeah, next week we'll hype that up. We'll do a little preview, maybe even a fantasy booking.
Maybe we'll even book what we would like to see. Huh?
Yeah, so we'll figure out that segment. But it's probably going to debut next Wednesday or next Thursday. We'll see.
It'll be
whenever this show comes out.
It comes out on Thursday, and it'll be debuting. Thanks for listening, folks. Mike, please take care of yourself.
I will try. I will stay indoors. I'll wear a mask. I'll do all that stuff.
Sounds great. And remember, if you run into Nia Jax or The Undertaker, do not shake their hand. I repeat, do not shake their hand.
Well,
take care, folks.
see ya.
Shoot.